to the United States, and a fierce storm is barreling across the central part of the country, hitting the Midwest to the East Coast with ice and snow. Now, several states have shut down schools and government offices as officials say they could be hit with the heaviest snowfall in at least a decade. We're going to talk more about this now with France 24's Fraser Jackson, who joins me from snowy Washington, D.C. Fraser, what's the impact of the storm been there where you are so far?
Well, the capital has all but ground to a halt here as around 6 inches of snow have fallen overnight. I'm currently stood in the depths of that snow at the moment. And just to give you a bit of an idea where we are, this behind me is one of the main roads to the White House here in Washington. And as you can see, there is barely a soul out. Many people told to stay indoors if they can. Many people told to work from home if they can as well. We also know a lot of schools, the majority of schools here in the DC area have been closed, and federal agencies have also, a lot of them, been told to work from home as well, including those people in the office building behind me at the FBI. I'm going to swing this camera around to give you a bit more of a panorama of what we are seeing here. So this, as I said, one of the main streets down to the White House, and this is rush hour in downtown central Washington, D.C. You can see just a couple of vehicles, the majority of them actually emergency service vehicles. You can see we have some workers clearing the pavements on the left-hand side. They just cleaned the pavement where I'm standing now, and already there's a good centimetre or so of snow already accumulated on that pavement as well. So the snow is coming down thick and fast and is really showing no signs of letting up. DC is under a weather advisory at least until 1 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday, which means that we could expect another few inches of snow over the course of the next few hours as well. So the main thing really that impacted here is the flights into Washington Dulles Airport as well as Reagan Airport. Over 90% of their flights have either been cancelled or delayed. The majority of them have been cancelled. A lot of stranded passengers trying to get back from those holiday vacations and holidays that they've been having over the last couple of weeks.
Right. Not fun for those travelers, but I'm sure a lot of happy school kids who got a snow day for once. It's a rare thing there in Washington. But of course, it's not just D.C. that's being affected. How has the rest of the U.S. Been hit by these freezing conditions?
If you imagine basically a clock hand over the map of the United States, a perfect line at the 3 o'clock position has basically been impacting a lot of the central plains in the United States and moving its way further eastward. So we're talking places like Kansas, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Missouri, Virginia. They have all been impacted by this weather. 60 million people across those states are under weather advisories from the National Weather Service, with some places expecting over a foot of snow in places. That's around 30 centimeters falling in the course of just over 24 hours. So a significant amount of snowfall. Some will see the most snow they've seen in over a decade, according to the National Weather Service. And it is impacting people's livelihoods as well. There's a lot of power outages across some of those states, especially in Kentucky, where 85,000 people are currently believed to be without power. Of course, they'll be trying to get that back on as quickly as possible to keep people warm. But it shows that there's no real signs of shifting. This weather front that hit the Central Plains on Sunday moved across to the mid-Atlantic here where DC is on Monday, and it will slowly move its way out over to the Atlantic on Tuesday. But these snowy conditions could continue for the next few days. The weather in DC here, for example, hovering around freezing for the next week, so the snow might show no signs of shifting.